So my fabric is folded into 4 already. Okay, it's folded into 4, and this means I'll be cutting out the back and the front part of this gown together. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is to measure out the length of this gown, which I've already done. Okay, and the length of this gown is 56 inches plus 2 inches hemming allowance. All right, so from this folded part here, we'll be taking our shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement I'm working with is 14 inches divided by 2. That will give me 7 inches. Okay, so from here, it depends on how long you want your sleeve to be. Okay, so I'll be making use of everything I have here, 15.5 inches for the sleeve and the folding allowance on the sleeve. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is I will measure out the armhole depth. Okay, and I'll be measuring out 9.5 inches for the armhole depth. Okay, so from this shoulder line down to the bust line measurement, I'll be marking out 10 inches. From the shoulder line down to the waistline measurement, I'll mark out 16 inches. And from the shoulder line here down to the hip line measurement, I'll mark out 23 inches. Okay, mark out 23 inches. So the round bust that I'm working with is 41 inches divided by 4. That will give me 10.25. Okay, so I'll be placing that on the bust measurement plus 2 inches extra allowance for ease and for the seam. Okay, then on the waistline measurement, the round waist I'm working with is 39.5 inches divided by 4. That will give me 9.8 inches. Okay, I'll mark that here plus 2 extra inches for ease and the sewing allowance. All right, then the round hip measurement is 47 inches divided by 4 will give me 11.75 inches. Okay, so I'll be placing that here on the hip line plus 2 extra inch for ease and for the sewing allowance. So everything I have on this hip line measurement is 13.75 inches. Okay, so I'll just measure that and make a straight line to the lower part of the gown. So the next thing we'll do is to connect these lines with our ruler. Okay, please, if you have your curve ruler, make use of it. Don't be like me, I'm making use of a straight ruler. So the next thing we'll do, from this armhole depth, I'll just make a straight line to meet with this bust line measurement. Okay, then I'll just use my free hand and make a curve to also meet with the bust line measurement. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is the depth, the width for both the back and the front neckline. I'll be making use of 3 inches and 1.5 inches for the back neckline depth. Okay, for the back depth neckline. So I'll connect this together. So what I'll do next is to cut this out before cutting out the depth for the front neckline. So guys, this is what we'll have. So I'll just be bringing out the inner part, okay, so that we'll be able to cut out the depth for the front neckline. So guys, for the front depth neckline, I'll be making use of I'll be making use of 9 inches. Okay, so on this part here, I'll just go in by 1 inch. So I just use my ruler and connect to this part here, okay, and I'll cut out. So guys, so this is what our neck looks like, okay, it's just like a V neck. All right, so the next thing we'll do, from this end here, okay, I will measure round down to this same place. I'm having 27 inches, okay, and so I'm using this material for the design of the neckline, okay. I already cut out something very long, and here I'm having 31 inches, okay, so I'm having this in excess, and so I'm having 2.1 inches, okay. So what I will do next is I will turn this fabric over to the right side, okay. Right now I'm on the wrong side. I will turn this fabric over to the right side, then place this like so, okay. Then I'll be sewing 1/2 inch round the neckline, this aside. For the design at the center front, I have 2 pieces of this fabric here, okay, and I already ironed it with S, okay. So in length I'm having 12.5 inches in length, and in width I'm having 7 inches, okay. So what I'll do is I'll turn this to the wrong side, okay, and on this end here I'll just pick one end. On this end here I will measure 1.5 inches, and on this other end I'll measure 4 inches. Then I'll use my ruler and connect the 2 points together. Then I'll cut this out, okay. So I'll be folding 1/2 inch round the both fabric, and I'll be ironing that out. So guys, this is what we'll have, okay, after sewing round the neckline, okay. So I still have excess here, so I will use my scissors. I will notch like so down to where I stopped, and also notch down this area. So this will enable me turn it over to the wrong side. So I'll go over to my machine. I'll turn this over to the wrong side like so. Can you see this? Can you see? Then I will run a straight stitch here. So this is what we'll have. I'll be trimming out the excess on the wrong side of the fabric. So I'll be bringing the remaining two materials, okay? So you can see the 1/2 inches that I ironed round. I'll place one like so and the other like so, then run a stitch round, all right? So this is what we'll have after sewing, okay? So the next thing we'll do is to fold the sleeve. But for this sleeve, I will not be using the material on the sleeve, okay? I'll just fold the sleeve like so. But if you want just to have this material on it, you can just reduce some inches on the sleeve and replace it with that material, okay? So the next thing we'll do is to sew the sides, okay, of this gown. And before we get to the lower part of the gown, I'll be measuring 15 inches, okay, for ease on both sides, and that is where my stitch will stop, okay? So guys, this is what the gown looks like, okay, after sewing. The next thing I'll do is just to hem the down part of this gown, okay? And with this, guys, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like my video, and also click on the notification bell so that I get notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you all and see you in my next video. Bye.